Welcome back to Fairfax Pilates. I'm Brittany, and our workout today is going to be the Pilates Reformer, a full body workout. I'm going to do a little bit of fun stuff here to keep you challenged. So when you're ready, let's begin. Alright guys, we are going to use a playground ball for our workout today. We're going to kick things off with footwork, so go ahead and add 3 red springs. Let's place the ball just above the knees at the thighs, and then go ahead and push out. Figure out where to put your feet so that the ball feels comfortable between the knees, and then let's just start our regular footwork. High half toe to begin here. Heels are angled inward, toes are apart. Heels obviously will not touch since the ball is separating the legs too wide, but however close you can get it with a little squeeze every time the legs straighten. So just press out and in. Okay, so when you're doing this, let's just find a nice rhythmic breath, and then we're going to pulse at the halfway mark for about 10 pulses every time. And then we're going to go ahead and push all the way to straight. Alright, change those feet to parallel and then continue for 10 full range footwork legs here. And then after we do our 10 full range, we will again stop at the halfway mark, and then we're going to add those little pulses. So here we go, just in. So think in every time, so you're just using those legs to hit the brakes every time you come back in, and then all the way out. Okay, so on to the heels, flex the toes back, same here, we're just going out and in, press. We're going to get 10 of these, so just like traditional footwork, and do 10 on every one. And then little pulses for 10. And then all the way out. Alright, let's go up to the high half toes here, and then we're going to do our calf work. So both feet sink under the bar, get a nice stretch through the back of the legs, and then tippy toe up. And then go ahead and come all the way in. Let's do those little pulses. So what we're going to do next are just some pulses. So timer for 30 seconds there, and we are just pulsing in and out. Okay, so we're going to be doing in and out for 30 seconds, followed by 30 seconds where we're going to be squeezing the ball. So just keep those high half toes on, keep the ball between the legs, in and out here, and almost there, and then we're going to pause, and now we're just squeezing the ball with the knees. So we're in that half position. Okay, so we've got that about 20 seconds remaining here. We're just squeezing. So we're going to do this cycle twice. The second cycle is going to be a bit longer. You should have a lot of warmth here on the thighs. Lots of isometrics in the quads, of course, and those inner thighs are working almost there. Okay, now in and out, we're going to do this for 45 seconds this time. So try not to extend the legs too long. We want to keep those guys kind of bent throughout, so they get quite a bit of a challenge here. Just find a happy pace. Relax your neck and shoulder and face and throat. Find tension-free shoulders, rhythmic breath, and you're just moving in and out, quick pulses. Try to keep the toes off the foot bar. About 10 seconds left. Keep it going, and then after this we're going to do one last 45 seconds of the squeezing. Here we go, and hold it and just squeeze the knees. You're just giving that ball a little hug here every time, squeezing, squeezing. Yeah, should feel quite a bit going on in the glutes, hamstrings, inner thighs, quads, even in the calves. Keep those toes up. Relax the rest of the body. We're just squeezing. Almost there. Just about 5 or 6 seconds left here. Almost done. And then go ahead and push it all the way back out. All right, let's go ahead and get rid of the ball. We're gonna, or I'm sorry, not get rid of the ball, get rid of one of the springs. And we're gonna put our feet in the straps here. Once you get your feet in the straps, we're actually going to elevate the hips and put the ball right under the tailbone. So you want it to be at the top part of your bottom so that you're touching into the lower back, just a little bit there. And then really concentrate on the length in the hamstrings here. Let the legs travel in as much as they can and then push straight away. So you still want to keep the connection of the core so that that space under your back feels constant. You don't want to have a lot of shifting in the lower back as you're moving on the ball. The ball is unstable. However, with core connection, you should be able to feel quite stable and fluid as you're here. Okay. So inhale, the legs move toward you, and then exhale, the legs press away from you. And just find that rhythmic breath. You can do some of these in lateral rotation as well. We want to work all 3 parts of the hamstrings, so parallel, lateral rotation, and internal rotation. Just sort of vary your way through those movements here. The ball adds a lot of comfort, really stretches and gives a nice passive stretch to the low back while we focus on the hamstrings here. And it sneaks in some oblique work, so bonus. Okay, let's go into bend and stretch. So the knees bend in, breath in, and then press out as you breathe out. Get those feet moving as well, so as you bend in, dorsiflex, point, and plantar flex at the same time. Okay, let's take some large leg circles here. Again, really just smooth and fluid with our movements and really trying to stretch the hips. Legs move up on the inhale, and then exhale, they circle around and close. These feel super nice, especially with the hips elevated. All right, so we're gonna go with our frog, stott frog. Straight up, bend the knees down, don't move the machine as you open and then close it up. Lift, bend down, still, open the legs, still, circle closed. Lift, bend, out and around. Or reverse it wide. Now don't let the carriage move. Feet together, straight up, then it moves down. Out wide, bending the knees, touch the feet, go straight up together, and then push down. Legs wide, bending the knees, press it up, and then down you go. This one is done rather creatively by a lot of people, but you want to have that stillness as you're transferring. All right, flat headrest, we're going to go short spine, and when you lift your hips up, see if you can come down carefully right back on top of that ball. Just give yourself that little challenge there. See if it stays all the way out. Okay, let's do it again. Take the legs all the way up and over, softening the knees. Let's get rid of the ball this time and drop the hips all the way down. Send those legs up, roll up to the upper back. Allow the stretch to happen as you melt down through the top, down to the tail of the spine, as low as you can go, and then power with those legs all the way back over. Let's do it again. Take the legs all the way up and over, and then slow and carefully melting your way back down. Just go ahead and pause and add a little stretch there, maybe a little happy baby, whatever you need, and then let's change it up and put our hands in those straps for our mid-back series. Send the legs down, the arms down and up. So we're just doing straight arms to start. Keeping those legs in tabletop. And one more time. And then we're going to go out into a 45 here. So we want to really be pressing from the underarms, using the lats. Press with the pinky edge of the hand the whole way. And then wide, letter T. So when the arms are out wide, make sure the lowest rib stays connected to the carriage. Last, yep, and then triceps. So the elbows can hover or they can rest on the mat, whichever works here. I like them floating. I get the full extension of the elbows. Okay, and then we're gonna just take the straps all the way down. All right, so let's go ahead and press out, and we're just gonna do a nice little hip flexor stretch. So just tuck one knee in towards the shoulder. Opposite leg is straight. Same on the other foot. Meanwhile, the opposite foot is sinking under the foot bar. And then we're going to go ahead and come all the way back in. All right, reach back and grab the back edge of the carriage. Let your knees sway side to side and get a little passive spine stretch here. And then we're going into our rollovers next. So really limber up the back. Our legs are going to go over the bar and then pick the hips up and roll behind us. So now we're basically doing the short spine without the assistance of the straps. The arms behind us are assisting us. So really focus on the articulation of the vertebrae as we peel up from the tail. And then we roll down from top to tail. So touching each of those bones sequentially if you can. The foot bar is up, so you don't get to send the legs down quite as low, which is fine. So really we're just working on the work part of the rollover, which is the true flexion and lifting up the legs. And then let's go ahead and come up and change things around. All right, so we are going to drop down to just a single red spring. Go ahead and grab those ropes here. We're going to work into our chest expansion. So we're going to be pulling straight back with the arms and then a slow return forward. Inhale, pull, and exhale, return. So we're working on that lat movement like we're just painting stripes on the floor here. Draw the arms straight back. Let's keep those palms facing in and neutral, wrists neutral. One more time here, pull it back, and then we're gonna go into the triceps here. So bending the elbows and then driving them back. Let's keep the upper arm in the back there so we get the extension of the shoulders, and now we're just working those triceps. You can certainly make a lighter spring here. I like one red. Okay. 8 of those. And then we're going to take our arms out to the sides like the letter T. Go ahead and let your hands go to the very end of the loops. And we're going to just take the arms out wide. So palms face the floor throughout here, and you want to have your thumbs slightly higher than your pinkies as you pull out, just so you get a little flirt with shoulder extension there. Keep them shoulder height if you can. So you get some isometrics on the deltoids, and then of course you're working everything in the back, the rear delts, plus some rotators here. Lots of balancing the pelvis over the knees so the cores are active as well. Okay, we are going to change the springs again. Let's drop it down to just our light or spring here. So we're going to hook our feet on the back edge. One blue spring here. The arm going up is going to be our working arm. Okay, so we've got a little helper arm if we need to. So we're going to lift up as much as we can with just the one arm, thinking about the other arm choking up on the ropes a little bit to add some assistance if needed. Our feet are hooked on the back edge of the carriage to add stability to the move. You'll feel all your posterior chain working here, so glutes, hamstrings, and all the extensors of the back are working to keep your balance. Meanwhile, the shoulders are on fire. One more time here. All right, and then we switch. So notice I choke up on the helper side and the other arm is long at the end of the loop. And we really just actively pull with the one arm. Your other hand is truly just a helper arm. So you might notice there that I don't even have any resistance on the helper arm because I'm really just working on that shoulder flexion. Keep your balance here. Core is on, inner thighs are sort of hugging an imaginary yoga block. Got one more to do here. I think 8 will be the count. And then just take a little recovery. All right, so we're gonna just come out of there all together. Let's hang up the straps, and then we're going to get the box. All right, so as we put the box on, we're gonna put it flush with one of the sides there. Okay, and let's get the foot bar all the way down. We are going to do this oblique burner. So go ahead and lay up here on your side. You want to position yourself along the back edge, along the front edge, so that if you do a little bit of a rotation, you don't roll off. Top arm holds the strap, keep the strap in front of you, and we are doing a very small loaded lateral crunch. Notice my bottom arm is lifting, the elbow rises off the headrest, and you're trying to lift head and feet the same amount. Try not to push too far with the top arm. You want to leave that load right over the obliques. So we're going to come up on this 8th one and we're going to hold it, and then we're going to, I think it's this next one here. So come up and stay, and then we're just moving the legs. This is burning, I promise you. 6, 7, and 8, and then slow coming down. Careful on the dismount. I always encourage people to roll forward when they come off so they see where they're going. Okay, and then let's go ahead and push it flush with the other side. You're gonna lay on your side, of course, with your body closest to the front edge. So as you lie down there, you're gonna just go ahead and put your forearm down in the headrest area, and then the top arm loads with the strap, feet together, and we do a lateral bend. So I am getting a little bit of assistance from the bottom arm, but not much. You don't want to be pushing that arm to straight. You're doing a small amount of flexion. I promise you, the smaller, the mightier. You'll feel that a lot more if you keep it tiny. Couple more here. And then we're coming up, and we're going to stay up on this next one. So up we go and hold, and then pulse those legs. 3 and 4, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then lower yourself all the way down. Go ahead and hang up the strap and carefully come off, going forward, of course. All right, we're done with the box. And we're going to climb inside the well here for some reverse elephants, keeping the same blue spring, feet hip distance, knees soft, and we're tucking the tail under as we attempt to stand. And as we stand, the straight arms drag the carriage in towards the legs, really loading the lower abs and giving the low back a lovely stretch. Scoop. You're going to feel it most in the lower abs, then in the lats, and last in those triceps, making sure the shoulders stay tension free. All right, one hand on the other and continue. So now that both hands are on the right side, the focus is on the right oblique there. So right at the hip bone, you should feel the deepest connection there, where that oblique inserts at the hip bone. And then we're going to do the other side as well. So we put our left hand down right on top and then continue. So we're still trying to pull the carriage straight in towards our legs, but because the arms are off center, you're going to feel it primarily on the left side, the left tricep, the left oblique. Okay, still benefiting from the flexion of the spine, lots of back stretching happening here, and building a strong core from the deep sides on the insides here. And then carefully take a little stretch, you've earned it, and then out we go. All right, so we're gonna maintain that blue spring here. Let's go ahead and come up to kneeling. We're going to use alternating arms. So let's send one arm straight forward, hold it in line with shoulder, and then rotate towards that side, back to the middle, elbow bends. Other arm goes forward, and then rotate. So what this knot is not moving the arm. We're not doing a shoulder exercise. Arm locks in place, and we rotate from the waist. We are loading the oblique. Do not let the arm travel away from your chest. Your arm goes straight forward and it stays locked in there as you rotate through your waist. I tell my clients that you should be twisting, and when your belly button stops twisting, you have to come right back. So the arm stays forward, hands, fingers, and belly button all pointing in the same direction. Exhale forward, inhale, rotate. Exhale, power back to the middle, and then we come back. All right, overhead for triceps here. So one arm at a time, just gonna alternate. Because the spring is light, alternate those arms. Keep the shoulders down away from the ears as much as possible here. Exhale as we press up. Inhale as we bend. Imaginary yoga block stays between the knees, so we have the core working here the whole time. Exhale, we press, and inhale, we bend. Send both arms up, and then just carefully come on out of there. And let's just carefully come off the machine altogether. Go ahead and hang up your straps, and we're going to add our red spring back on. Bring that foot bar up to the top here, okay? And then we're going to step up on top of the carriage. So we've got our high toe flat back elephant here, red spring and blue spring, hips way in the back, and we lift the hips. Inhale out, exhale up. We want to maintain that flat back. Meanwhile, the tippy toes are on, and we are really using the lower abs to lift the hips and draw the carriage home. Keep the back flat. You'll feel a stretch at the base of the shoulder blades here. And lift. All right, flatten those feet. Send one leg up toward the ceiling. And then we're going out and in with the one leg. So one leg is up for arabesque. We are holding it. Now you can keep the heel flexed, or you can point at the toe. I find the flexed foot is a little deeper into the glutes. You do what feels best for you, but maintain that same balance. And then we pulse the gesture leg, 7 and 8, and then bring it down, switching sides. So weight back over the standing leg, and then we press, and then we pull it in. So we're just trying to hold that gesture leg up. That act alone is already working through the glutes, but now we're actively engaging through the lower abs to pull that standing leg back in. Keep the shoulders square and balanced, and weighted in the leg, not the hand. Pulse, 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 and 7 and 8. And bring it down. All right, come on down all together here. We're gonna just take a quick shell stretch there. Enjoy that length in your spine. All right, drop the blue spring off. Side saddle here. Let's push up and over. Then we're gonna rotate down. 2 hands wide on the bar, pressing out. And then keep the arms long as we lift up into extension. Pressing back into the flexion. We are still rotated. And then lengthen up. Inhale, breath. Chest expansion there. And we round and we press out again. Untwist and float out the way you went in, up and over. Let's do that on the other side. We're sitting side saddle there. Okay, nice and comfortable. Sit up tall. We press out and lean over. So space those hands out on the bar. We round our back first and then lead with the chest as we lengthen up. And then we press out into that flexion. Lift up on that inhale breath. And then exhale, we push back out. And then float out the way you went in. Up and over we go with the foot bar arm. All right, and then let's just do a little hamstring stretch here. We're gonna put our feet up on the bar, put our hands on the bar as well, and then press those legs out straightish, okay? And then once you're there, you can play with sinking one heel under the bar and then the other, sort of doing a gentle pedal of the feet to feel all the muscles stretching on the back of the legs here. Take your time on these stretches and then carefully come all the way back in. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed today's Pilates class. If you'd like to see more like this, don't forget to like the video, leave a comment, share with a friend, and subscribe to my channel. Thanks so much and have the most amazing day. I'll see you next time.